Welcome once again to Fan in the Van. Um, so today's talking point for a little bit before I gotta go to this wonderful place I call work, or until I hit Lotto anyway. Um, the other day I'm reading and I'm hearing rumblings the Yankees want to trade Gio Urshela. For the life of me, I'm trying to figure out why. Why do you want to trade Gio Urshela? I get he holds somewhat of value, but the kid has been clutch in the field. He's got pop in the bat. You don't trade somebody like that. What are you gonna get for him? What do you really what do you propose the Yankees get? Hmm. I mean, there's really nobody really that I would want on the team other than Colorado's third baseman who's going to be a free agent. But then he commands a lot of money. So with the talk of moving Glaber to third, which is why they're talking about trading Urshela, I don't even know why you want to move Glaber to third because he really wasn't that great at shortstop this year either. I get shortened season, start of spring training, then a revamped spring training. I get it, but it's just something I'm sorry, Cashman, you got to stay away from that. I mean, unless you're getting like a Wade Boggs type guy back or a Scott Brocious type guy, you know, then maybe. But there's going to be teams who are going to offer you something for Gio, but Cashman's got to understand, you know who else is going to be asked in that package, and that's going to be Frazier. Everybody's thinking, no, you're nuts. Listen, Red Thunder, he proved a little bit this year. Proved a little bit. He definitely improved in the field a little. He's definitely got pop in that bat, that's for sure. But what's up with that batting stance? Oh, Marron. Horrible, horrible, horrible batting stance. I don't get what's with that foot angle down and know, like contorting it and like acute angles and whatnots. No, 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 no. And the other thing somebody asked me the other day is, what do you do with Stanton now that he clogs the DH hole? Well, not that we had to give up much to get him, but Jeter definitely knew what he was doing on that one, knowing that now that Stanton really he hasn't played a full healthy season in what 2, 3 years now, and I get it, first Yankee since like Mantle to hit five home runs straight in 5 playoff games, whatever the record was, and you can't put him in the field because he's a liability there. Because the minute he's in the field, it's like Jacoby Ellsbury 2.0. The guy's getting hurt. So that's all you really can do is DH him. And the only way you could really move the contract is if, in my opinion, is you buy it out and release him. Kind of like what they did with A-Rod when they say, hey, you know what, you're declining and we don't want you no more. So we're buying you out of your deal and you can retire, go broadcast on ESPN, do whatever you want to do, right? But I think you give Stanton one more year to see if he gets it right. If he doesn't get it right halfway through the year, if you try to trade him, you're going to have to eat up 3/4 of that contract where you're paying him to go play for someone else. Is it really worth it to do that? Or you just say, hey, listen, you know what? We're buying you out. Go do what you got to do. And that would probably be the route I would go because when all said and done, do you want to pay somebody who's going to go to another team and then decides to turn it on? No. And then there comes the DJ LeMahieu talk. Cashman, hand him a blank check. They don't call him the machine for no reason. I mean, he's the first guy in modern baseball era to win the batting title in the NL as a Rocky and as a Yankee in the AL. That's a guy you pay. The guy consistently hits, and you could pretty much put him anywhere in the field. He could play any position you tell him to, which is one hell of a problem to have because that was the problem when they originally signed him was, well, you have Miggy playing third, you have Glaber at short, and you're going to put, whoever at second, and you have Voit playing first. Where do you put LeMahieu? Well, As you see, Andujar gets hurt out the whole year. LeMahieu gets more playing time. Guy's been a godsend since we signed him. Thank you, Colorado, for not re-signing him. That's all I got to say. And then there's Sanchez. Everybody wants to trade Sanchez. Again, what are you getting for a catcher who holds that much value? That much. In my opinion, what you do is, and it's similar to what the Twins do, or did, is that you, with Joe Mauer was predominantly a catcher, and they decided to prolong his career. They put him at first base. And he would catch here and there, and then predominantly play first base. And you're going to say, well, Jim, you have Voit and Ford, and yeah, you do have Voit and Ford, but does Voit always stay healthy? No, he doesn't. As a matter of fact, Voit played hurt halfway through this season. And Voit doesn't always consistently hit. And who knows? He's 22 home runs this year. Could have been a flash in the pan, and next year he goes back to being a single A ball player hitter type. Who you don't know from year to year. Sanchez could tear it up next season for all we know, and then all those Yankee fans say, "Whoa, whoa, you can't trade him now." You're the same ones who say, "Oh, we gotta trade this guy. We gotta trade this guy. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Oh, we gotta get him out of town. Gotta get him out of town." Don't, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to read it. Because I'm a guy who thinks you don't trade Gary Sanchez, because he was thought of highly in the minor leagues, and yeah, him and Gerrit Cole don't have a chemistry together. But you know what? Neither did Noah Syndergaard and Wilson Ramos. And Noah Syndergaard proved over there in Queens that he could pitch when anybody else catches him. And that just happens. And speaking of pitching and Gerrit Cole, Yankees, Trevor Bauer, get it done today. Today. Because J Happ needs to go to the bullpen. Or you need to release J Happ. J Happ is not a starter no more. I think J Happ needs to realize he's not a starter anymore. I think Cashman needs to realize it. I think the Yankees pitching coaching staff needs to realize he's not a starter anymore. He's a reliable arm out of the bullpen because he can give you length. And I sign Bauer. You're getting Severino back healthy. So you just picture that starting rotation right there. You'd have Cole, Bauer, Severino, Tanaka, and I give Montgomery the fifth spot because, the kid can pitch, and like everything else, eventually you're going to have to start letting the younger guys play to prove themselves, and you just got to give Montgomery the shot. And people saying, "Oh, don't re-sign Tanaka" was another thing. You know what? Tanaka has had his ups and downs his whole Yankee career, but he's been clutch when we've needed him to be clutch. And he's been down when you didn't expect him to be down. But I keep Tanaka here because if he goes somewhere else, you may get the Tanaka of old. And then Cashman's going to be kicking himself right in the ass. And do you want to be that general manager who lets go of a pitcher who then goes and gives the next team the best 3 years ever and possibly 1 or 2 World Series championships? No. Because one night I had a dream. Cashman decides to let Tanaka go. And it's funny that I dream about these scenarios. And he goes to Boston. And Boston all of a sudden wins 3 straight World Series. I don't want to see Boston win anything. Nothing. I don't want to see Boston win shit. All right? Hate the New England Patriots. I can't stand the Boston Bruins. They're the only city where khakis and khakis sound exactly the same. And I just, no. And speaking of the Red Sox, you could see now that the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry has kind of went down the wayside because now it's Yankees-Rays. Now the Rays are the most hated team by me, especially being a diehard Yankee fan. And you have this Kevin Cash jackass. Oh, well, I have a stable of guys who throws 98 miles an hour. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. We also have a Cuban Missile who throws 101 miles an hour. We also have Chad Green that throws 100 miles an hour. We have a stable of pitchers that throws 100. Maybe we should go out and get shirts that say stable with 100 on it. Maybe we should go do that. No, you know why? Because we're not fucking jackasses. All right? Tampa's running around and, ride your high horse all high and mighty. But Clayton Kershaw, oh God, for a guy who's choked in the playoffs more than Sasha Grey is choked in a porno film. I can't believe he was as dominant as he was last night. I'm not watching the World Series, but I do the bet six thing, so you got to pick certain things and whatnot. I won't watch it, but I'll follow it. But Mookie Betts going back to Boston, you guys are dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. And what you got for Mookie Betts is utter trash, other than that Virgo guy, which he looks pretty promising, but change your number because you're not Aaron Judge. All right? You're never going to be. That's it. You're half the man Aaron Judge is. Literally in height, you're half the man Aaron Judge is. And Tampa, after they beat us in Game 5, and you're playing New York, you're playing songs to irritate Yankee fans. Not very mature on your part. Just take the win, go back to your little hotel room, FaceTime with your wife, your kids, your gumad, whatever you got to do. Okay? Go do that. Because honestly, if you ask me who's winning this World Series, as long as the Dodgers pitching staff can pitch the way it pitched last night, and Mookie plays the way Mookie played, and Cody Bellinger plays the way he plays, I give the Rays 2 wins. I'll give them Game 2, and I'll give them Game 4. But they're not going to win it. And not only that, if the Dodgers can't win the World Series this year, and all they've been saying is we're a piece away, and that piece was Mookie Betts, and you can't win with Mookie Betts, I don't want to hear Dodger fans, well, we're a piece away. We're a piece away, because no. There's something else wrong there internally that you need to figure out. Whether it's within your pitching staff, your offense, your defense, whatever it is. And still to the fact that they were able to get Mookie Betts for what they got Mookie Betts for, man, that's a steal and a half. Steal and a half, in my opinion. And I didn't think Mookie Betts was going to be that good on the Dodgers, but I'll tell you something. Last night, I saw the highlights this morning on ESPN. For the 30 million times they're going to play the same Sports Center episode, and they're going to say, oh, brand new episode at 10 o'clock. Yet it's still Scott Van Pelt in the same suit from the day before. But okay. And Mookie Betts reminds me, and you're going to say I'm nuts, but he reminds me of Curtis Granderson. He's that gritty outfielder who, when his bat is on, it's on. But when it's off, it's off. And last night, it was on, baby. He was the whole offense. Other than Bellinger's 2-run shot to start the scoring off, other than that, it was really Mookie. You have a gold glove caliber outfielder who, in a full season, will give you 30 for 30 consistently every year. That's what Boston gave up. And where did Boston end this year? That's right. They landed further than my grandmother's basement. Because who did they really have? JD Martinez slumped the whole season, and you gave him that horrible extension when you should have just let him walk. If you're going to rebuild, don't give a guy like JD Martinez an extension and try to build around that, because it's not going to work. And JD Martinez now has hurt his value if you try to move that contract. Teams are going to want you to literally pay for them to take him. And you might have to do that. And it would be the same if, on the Yankee side of things, we're trying to move Stanton. It's a contract you can't move it because there's just so much money involved for a guy who right now his value where it should be here is here. And you're literally going to have to pay another team to take him. And then that hurts the trade because what are you getting in return? These teams are like, well, you're paying them, but I'm still not giving you everything you're asking for. Because let's say you want to trade him, and if you're going to trade Stanton, you don't trade him anywhere within the AL. You do not do it. Trade him to the NL because apparently they're going to adopt the DH rule, or they already have. There's going to be a universal DH, which I'm sorry. If a pitcher could pitch, a pitcher should be able to hit. And you're going to say, well, look what happened to Ching-Ming Wang that one year. Look what happened to Masa when to Tanaka, scoring on a line drive single, and he got hurt. Well, that's where your strength and conditioning team comes into play to prevent those things from happening. And I mean, in the AL, it's always been that way. There's always been a designated hitter. In the NL, I think it's almost as dumb as starting the 10th inning off with a guy on second base. I, for one, agree with pitchers like Ottavino and others where why should you start an inning with a runner on base you didn't put there? You didn't walk him. You didn't give up the hit. You didn't hit him with a pitch. Why are we starting like that? And I could get the expanded playoff thing, where you get extra wild card teams, because it does make it exciting, and you change it up a bit. But if you're going to do that, then you have to shorten the season. I'm sorry, but do I need to see Yankees Red Sox 25 times a year or whatever number it is? No, I don't. I don't need to see it. One home, one away. One home, one away for every team. You shorten the season. Your playoffs start earlier. Your World Series ends earlier. And these guys aren't playing in November freezing their fucking balls off. It's just, come on. So, Rob Manfred, get that right. You got the expanded playoff thing right. I'll give you that. But I'm not giving you this extra inning rule. Not giving it to you. It's just stupid. And I'll also give him credit for how he handled the COVID situation, with makeup games, and you shorten double headers to 7 innings. Because in order to get the season in the way you had to do it and get the amount of games in, that was the only way you could do it. But now I'm hearing that's what they might do in general. Because you want to speed the game up. Well, if you want to speed the game up, then for the life of me, can batters stop stepping out of the box to adjust their glove when they literally didn't even swing the bat yet? How many times you got to adjust your gloves? How many times? How many times? You see a guy like Robbie Cano does it like 45 times before the first pitch. Oh, excuse me, I got to step out. Come on, no. You want to speed the game up? Don't step out of the box. Stand there, and swing the bat. That's it. I don't need a pitcher to stand there and he's shaking his head like he's about to have a seizure. No. To every pitch. Well, what are you going to throw then? You didn't like the curveball. You didn't like the fastball. You didn't like the breaking ball. You didn't like this one. You didn't like that one. Running out of pitches. What are you going to do? You're going to Rick Vaughn it out there? You're going to start naming your own pitches? Oh, here's the Humiliator. Here's the Terminator. Here's the Vaughninator. Here's the Thisinator. No. You want to speed the game up? Just throw the damn ball. Swing the damn bat. That's it. That's absolutely it. And I understand when there's a bad call and managers want to run out there and throw their little tirades in front of the umpire. Please just do it from the dugout. Just do it. Just do it from the dugout. Because the minute you run out to home plate, and I love when Aaron Boone does it, but if Aaron Boone could do it from the dugout, it would be great. Because you already know the minute a word comes out of your mouth, the ump is just going to go, He's going to throw you out. So you walked all the way out to home plate just to walk all the way back to the dugout, down the stairs to your office to start throwing chairs and toilet paper rolls. Better off just doing it from the dugout. And speaking of bad calls, now I'm hearing robot umpiring. So now Johnny Five from Short Circuit's going to be calling balls and strikes, but you still got to have an umpire there to confirm it was a strike. So you're telling me a guy like Angel Hernandez, who doesn't know the strike zone at all and just makes it up as he goes along, he's going to tell you it's a strike when you're supposed to have this new system that prevents bad strike calls. Well, you have that stupid little box on every channel, and they still can't get it right with that. Because for the life of me, how many times this year I've seen a pitch, here's your box, ball's right here, and they're calling it a ball. And then 6 innings later, it now becomes a strike. There's no consistency in the strike zone. So either these umps got to go back to umpiring school, or just fucking pay me, and I'll call balls and strikes on my damn couch. It's as simple as that. Because how is it a guy at home who's never umpired a day in his life behind the plate, knows the strike zone better than Joe West, who's been umpiring since Moses parted the Red Sea? It's horrendous. You just gotta. I have no idea, but they gotta fix umpiring. And unfortunately now I gotta go to wonderful work and I gotta deal with the scourge of the auto parts world. And I hopefully will be able to do another video later. If not, I'll try to do one before Sunday Night Football or all the Sunday games. We'll discuss a couple other things. If you subscribe to my channel and you want to ask any questions, feel free to ask me. Um, and I'll answer them for you. I'm trying to set up some other formats to do other things. Like I said, this is all a work in progress, so uh, trying to figure it out as we go along. I'm pretty much just a fly by your seat type of guy and just wing shit. So I'll talk to you all later. All right, peace.